Welcome everyone. I am here today at the GAC 2026. I am joined with Greg Post from Members Mobile. Welcome.
Thank you. Good
and
to be here.
A gentleman who needs zero introduction.
No. We're going to go with that and see if people know.
Who is he? No. Ben Maxim of MSU FCO. Welcome. Alrighty. Why don't you guys do a little introduction of yourself and the company, and we'll go from there.
Okay.
Start with you, Greg.
I'm Greg Post. I'm the COO at Members Mobile. I joined in November. I've been a long-time wireless telecommunications veteran, and I've launched markets all over the world and met the founders of Member Mobile and got extremely excited about what they're doing and very excited to launch service here.
Ben Maxim, CTO at Michigan State University Federal Credit Union, also COO at our fintech subsidiary Reseda Group, which is where we came across the Members Mobile folks a few years ago when they had this idea to bring mobile service to the credit union space. And I have a degree in telecommunication from Michigan State University, so I was like, oh, yep, I get this immediately. How do we help? So,
nice.
There were some ideas they had around how do you support women in domestic violence situations.
Yes.
That, unfortunately, was not a big enough use case to create an entire company around it. So in order to help support that initiative, we helped them create the full package that could then be utilized in that use case as well. So we were able to kind of help them build and grow maybe even bigger than the plans they had originally. So it's really exciting. I actually have a working Members Mobile phone that I can use, which is really exciting to go from idea creation, we're going to do this, to actually being able to text and call and download data on the internet as well here.
I'm actually on the board at FiSafe, which is now initiative.
Yes, that's what it ended up being called. Yes, exactly.
And so, Greg, tell them it's not immediately obvious how a mobile phone, and maybe to you guys, because how mobile phone is kind of an appropriate benefit to credit unions, other than the obvious, like mobile banking. But how is a member benefit?
So there's kind of three pillars that we're focused on. The first pillar is existing members of credit union and converting them to mobile phone service. And then when they convert, we link the mobile phone service and their checking account together, and those members get $5 sharebacks every month into their checking account to save them money. We can save mobile phone users hundreds of dollars a month over what they're paying today with the big three. And so it's significant savings. We also are focused on bringing them new members, so Gen Z, millennial members. That's where we're focusing our marketing dollars and efforts, talking to them where they are. Affordability is kind of a major buzzword today. You hear all the time, especially for Gen Zs. And so if we can save them hundreds of dollars, and we've got a really exciting offer for brand new customers to both the mobile phone service and credit union, we're going to give them 1 year free service when they launch. So it's really a very compelling promotion.
Can I do it?
Yeah, of course. It's a great deal for anyone. And then the third one is, helping credit unions grow their revenue and engage with customers, and so they can push what's the most relevant new product to the customer based on the data that we collect and they collect. So for example, somebody shows up at a car lot and they're looking at cars, the credit union can push them a message saying, oh, by the way, we've got great rates on auto loans, those types of things, right?
Right.
Yeah,
and maybe to reiterate, usually, basically those 3 points, but from the credit union perspective. So when we were talking about this idea, one of the biggest components of, what we're trying to do, how do we attract those new members, right? We offer, and we see the offers in our mailbox from Chase, you get $900, you bring over a Chase account, but you have to have asterisk, do all these things. Okay, well, instead of us, usually we'll do like $100, bring over your deposit, open an account. Instead of opening an account for $100, what if we pay for service, for a certain amount of time, or indefinitely if you meet certain criteria with that asterisk. And then that phone is actually a daily reminder that came from MSU FCU, that's an engagement tool. We are able to preload apps onto the phone. So we have a number of fintech partners. We're able to preload those in there. We're able to have MSU FCU mobile. We're able to then have, kind of for us as the credit union in the background, we have all this rich data from the world of financial transactions. So does telecom, and we're actually able to merge those together and then create even more rich and useful data sets in the world of AI, agentic AI, and also personalization. The question is always, well, if you're doing all that, are the members going to be creeped out? Are they going to be like, well, you have too much of my data. You have my phone and this? Whoa. But they trust us with the one, and really what financial institutions have always traded on is trust. So we have that trust. They look for us for these services. people ran to Mint Mobile in the first place. That was, I think, everyone saw Ryan Reynolds on the TV for all this time.
I ran to it. No,
yeah,
I'm kidding.
right.
I'd run to
Maybe
him.
you ran for different reasons. But Mint Mobile is this for credit unions. It's a great opportunity for that low-cost offering. It's consistent. You know what your price is. We as a credit union can offer incentive in a different way versus dollars that you may spend that $100 that you got, or the $900 even if you got a really robust offer. And then you forget that that's why you opened it.
Exactly.
That phone is in your hand all the time. And then we're going to grow as this company grows to how do we offer maybe small dollar loans and see if that's a financing market we can get into. Right now that just kind of happens as part of your phone bill. Maybe it's an opportunity for credit unions there as well.
Yeah, even the small dollar loan to help pay the bill. Sometimes,
That
yeah.
too, yeah.
Sometimes.
Sometimes.
Yeah. And so, how does it work inside, like, the app itself? Like, when how do you buy? How does it work?
Yeah, you mean activate
You
on
go to the credit union to get your phone, or
Yeah,
No.
how do you become a member?
Yeah,
of
yeah,
Members
yeah.
Mobile?
So-
How do you-
Yeah, that's a great question. So they see an ad, right? So they click, let's just say it's on social media, right? So we'll have a link that they can click to. They can go to our website. They
Yeah,
download.
maybe to pause you there for just, there's two kind of avenues. There's the general marketing, like
Yeah.
national campaign to bring people into credit unions. So I think that's
Yeah.
what you're talking to
Yeah.
there. And then as our members, we will then offer through our digital channels, our traditional marketing, to say, hey, we have this service. You log into online banking.
I see. Okay.
But yeah, what you're talking about is that
Yeah.
you can download this Members Mobile app in the App Store, or we could offer it to our members directly.
Correct.
Right.
So either way, right? They download the app. The app allows them to activate their mobile phone service with us. And then we, if they're a credit union customer, right, we then have an integration to the credit union, either directly or through Meridian Link, where they can then link their checking account with the mobile phone service and begin receiving the benefits that I talked about. If they're an existing customer, the cashbacks every month, brand new customer, a year free service, whatever the case may be. And then the credit unions can use that app to continue as a digital marketing platform to, push messages and marketing to the user itself. So,
Yeah, you kind of talked about the super app before we were talking.
it is.
And so, how has this been effective in either attracting, retaining, Generation Z? I know my kids; they're ready to bounce all the time. They don't really have a primary financial institution. So, talk a little bit about the kind of benefits to the credit unions.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so I'll start. So we are on the cusp of launching. We're doing internal. We have a webinar ready to go, planning that. We're going to teach all our employees about what this is. So if people do call us, they know what to do. That was one of our big concerns as a credit union.
Yes, training.
My phone's not working. Now we're going to call MSFs to ask for phones. No, that's not what we're doing. There's a full call center that Members Mobile have. They can call for the phone type stuff there. But really, the benefit in the retention and onboarding is truly yet to be seen. But what we're pulling from is the adoption of these type of carriers like Mint Mobile and others, and maybe you can speak to that from your telecom experience. But seeing the numbers there, we hope to translate that into being able to attract people with these kind of services. I think what is hard, to some extent, to be fully transparent, is people pick a phone carrier, Verizon, whoever, and they don't usually switch because it's hard to do, right? Unless there's an incentive to do so. Some of what we're trying to capture, being university-based credit union, those Gen Zs, as they're coming off the family plans their parents set them up with, this is a great opportunity for them to have a $15, $20, $30, $40 plan, depending on how much data they need to use, to be able to have that easy option to switch and kind of have a little bit of that independence and break away from that family plan. So I think that's one of our main use cases to attract Gen Z, is they're also in that mode where they're ready to start their lives. And I think that we're hoping will be. We did a survey. We got great results in the survey, but again, this is what people say they will do. We want to actually see it in action. So maybe we can follow up at another event. And
Absolutely.
But, we are on the cusp of knowing that information for real. But maybe we want to share from.
Yeah, so, we're launching service in April.
Okay.
So, we don't have the data yet from actual users, but as Ben said, what really attracted me to the company is we have a very targeted group of people that we're going after, right? Credit union customers are attracting new customers to credit unions. If we were trying to compete in the mobile phone space with just attract general customers, we'd never break through the noise. But when you're talking to a very targeted audience, you can then, speak to people about what's important to them, when it's important, right, at the right time and right place. And so we really strongly believe, based on all our research, that we're going to be able to attract those customers to both of us and credit unions around the country.
Right, and you had mentioned before, Ben, about the data, like enriching that data. What is the benefit of cell data to a credit union?
Yeah. So, obviously people spend a lot of time on their phones, and we see what they're searching for, right? So if they're searching for, anything financial, if they're searching for auto loans, or searching for home loans, they're searching for, they're on Zillow, we can share data with our partners. We don't sell data, right? But we can share it, and then they can, determine, okay, based on this person, where they're at, what they're looking at, and combined with the data we have, we can market this product probably as the most relevant product.
To get you those propensity scores, and you're talking about the intention to buy, and start to gather that behavioral data, and it's not necessarily, well, here's your location everywhere. We're not doing that. Maybe what people think we're bouncing off the cell towers, but it really is, these are little computers in our hand, and we now have the access to the operating system that has all that data, so we know what app you're spending all your time in. We know that. So all the stuff when you go into Apple or Android and you're looking through the settings, like your battery usage or whatever, what are they using? That's the data we're getting. So we're able to see where are they spending the most time when they're in those digital spaces. And then we can know maybe what some of the life stage moments they're looking for or planning for. And we don't want to be like the story where Target sent the welcome new mother package to the teenage girl because they knew her shopping habits. But so again, you got to balance those things out, and that's what we're going to try to work and feel out between the two of us.
Yeah, and I mean, talk about personalization of how is that attractive to the credit union?
Absolutely. So personalization, I think in the world of AI, you really can be one-to-one with all your communication. When generative AI didn't exist, you had to really build marketing campaigns. You're not going to individually create a marketing campaign for every single person. When you can, on the fly, with technology, build an individual campaign, having this data to know that I'm really into this one thing, I can put messaging into this, or I'm preparing for this life stage. So my entire look and feel of the Members Mobile app, of MSUSG Mobile, could change to really support that. And the offers, and it may not be, oh, you need this loan. Hey, we have this fintech can really help you with this part of your life. And that is why we went down this fintech path in the first place, was to have all these little niche offerings and let people sew them together like we do with the App Store today, where we all have different, if you look at our front screen and what are our main used apps, they'll be different for every single person. It's almost like your digital fingerprint. We're able to then get that here and then offer services that allow that, and then have that messaging be based on you, not based on what we think this group of people might want.
Right. Did you have any follow-up?
No, I think that's a great explanation.
Yeah. And so how did the idea even come about for Members Mobile?
That's a great question. So our founders, Gary Brandt and Luis Tunon, knew each other from past life, and Gary had started a intelligent messaging company, and in that company he got connected with credit unions. So he started to understand how they operated, what the challenges were. Luis, in his prior life, had launched probably a dozen MVNOs in Europe with Vodafone. He manages all that for them. So they got together and started talking about the number of credit unions, the number of credit union customers in the U.S., and said, this is a significant market. If we can put together a solution to some of the challenges that they have, and I talked about the 3 pillars of growth, help them address that. Talked about the data personalization and everything else that we can do together. We think we can do something really unique and compelling, and so this is the first offering of its kind in the U.S. So
and you said, when does it launch? April?
Yeah.
Okay.
So upcoming.
As far as projections, do you guys have any? I assume.
We do.
Are you going to share?
Probably not.
No, not yet. No. Okay.
But a year from now, we can tell you how it ramped. Yeah.
No, that's great. So. Well, thank you all for your insights and everything. I always allow my guests to have the final thoughts. Greg, why don't we start with you? What was your final thought? What would you like to leave credit unions with today?
Yeah, so we've got a dozen credit unions that we're launching with, and we're extremely excited. Our vision and goal is to have a couple credit unions per state that we're partner with, so that when we do our marketing nationwide, right, people can choose credit unions that are relevant to them and the states where they live. And so that's really our kind of growth goal and vision, is to get this 100 credit unions probably across the U.S. And then really see it scale, and but most importantly, have something that builds on the trust that the credit unions already have with their customers, and have them trust their mobile phone carrier and credit union together, because today that doesn't always exist with the mobile phone carrier. And that's the other thing that we really want to offer our customers, is a really unique proposition that builds long-time value for them and trust with their credit union and mobile phone partner.
Yeah. Ben,
Sure.
probably?
Maybe, I think a lot of credit unions have in the past, through their leagues or other opportunities, been able to have like discounted cell service. This is not that. This is a true experience that you have and own for your members. We can create a nationwide thing. The more credit unions get involved in this, it becomes a network effect. There's a lot more traction. It's a better service for all our members. So if you're interested, learn more. We're happy to share what we learn as we go through this process.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for your time, Dave. Appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Sarah.
Thank you.